Very good evening to all of you, and welcome to After Hours with Team William O'Neill India. So, congratulations to all of you. The Nifty scaled a new high, even the Sensex has scaled a new high. But in fact, we were waiting for Nifty because Sensex had already was at a new lifetime high a couple of last 1 or 2 weeks back. But the level that we were waiting for, that 18,600 निकल नहीं रहा है भाई बहुत टाइम से वो आज finally निकल गया. And the market leader all helped it. Reliance pushing, gaining 3%, more than 3%, helped Nifty to move above that important level. But it was an interesting action today, guys. So in morning we had discussed about that 400-450 level. नीचे की साइड देखना पड़ेगा कि वहां पे सपोर्ट मिल जाएगा ऐसा फर्स्ट चांसेस था. ठीक है, and that's what really happened. So there was some knee jerk in the first trade, but I don't think this price anyways came on screen. But yes, there was a sharp recovery from there. Ideally again वो 450-500 के बीच में थोड़ा chance मिला accumulation का, and then it went higher. And then the second level that we discussed was around that new all-time high कि वहां पे एक बार निफ्टी को फिर से relook करना पड़ता है. And that's what ideally happened, that around Nifty found resistance around that 18,600, 1520 level. So it made a new high, but the closing was not above that 600 level. So in the last half an hour, there was some selling in the Nifty and it slipped almost 50-60 points from the day's high. One thing which is not a bit constructive, what I felt, maybe it's good sharing with you guys as well, is the volume action. Even we are at a new high. So see, today's action is not captured over here. But if I draw a line, the volume is relatively lower. Not only today, I think since for last few sessions, when the Nifty is moving higher, the volume has been lower. So this is the only major concern. And the participation is not that broad based. दो लास्ट वीक जैसा नहीं है, अभी मिड कैप स्मॉल कैप में भी थोड़ा पार्टिसिपेशन बढ़ रहा है, but not something that you ideally look for. But overall, the important thing in this market is to select a quality stock which is breaking out of a good base, having solid fundamentals and good growth profile. So these are the stock you need to go after. Because stock specific rallies has been very good. If you pick some of the sectors, some of the stocks, the rally has been a really decent one, but it's not a broad market rally types of thing, and the volumes are not that high or maybe relatively lower than what you really want when the index is making new high. But yes, you should not shy away from the quality stocks because they are generating a return in this market, and that's what we are trying to do, is scout for the quality stocks and add to our portfolio. So today, after the fall in the crude oil, the BPCL was the top gainer, more than 5% gain. And yes, index was pushed by the Reliance, more than 3% gain, crossing the 2,700 level. Then Hero MotorCo, taking price hike from December 1 was taken positively by the market and it was up more than 2%. Then the Tata Consumer and the SBI Life were among the other gainers. On the flip side, there was some pressure in the metal stocks. Hindalco, JSW, Tata Steel among the top losers. HDFC Twins were down around 1%. If you look on the sectorial front, there was no convincing action, right? Because the major gains came from the Reliance. So Bank Nifty was almost flat. Okay, HDFC वगैरह में थोड़ा loss था and the ICICI was holding the things. So Bank Nifty was relatively flat. The autos hold well on the back of the good gain in the Hero MotorCo. Financial service was flat. FMCG, no major action. Similar was in the IT and media. So the metals were the problem over here, down more than 1%. बाकी सब देखो पूरा flattish है market. 0.2% से ऊपर भी नहीं है किसी का gain. I think bearing this auto and FMCG. So overall, it was a muted action on the sectorial front. There was no clear strength, but yes, the Reliance as well as some of the stocks like HPCL, BPCL, they did really well in the market. Also, some of the tire stocks were in momentum, because the input costs have really come down. The rubber prices are also on the declining slope. There was a sharp fall in the crude price, and I think the rubber and crude derivative makes around 70-75% of the raw material cost for the tire industry. So there were some selective pockets of strength, but otherwise there was a bit flattish action. And there was no major on the news front. The Techno Electric bagged around 700 crore order. Airtel launched 5G service in Patna. So every day, every week, new centers are getting launched in the 5G by the Airtel as well as the Jio. Then Aditya Birla Fashion partners with 8 digital first lifestyle brands. L&T bagged the order of 1,000 to 2,500 crore for its hydrocarbon business. Zydus Life gets the US FDA nod for thyroid hormone deficiency drugs. And the crude oil, yes, again slips below 82. So in the morning it was down around 82, 83, but it further went down, and that's something always positive for the India. So if we get crude in this 80s, 82, 85 for the full month, or you can say full quarter on an average, then that will be very helpful for controlling the inflation as well as improving the margins of our companies. So if you look at the chart of the day, so we have selected Taj GVK Hotels. So there's been a lot of boom in this hotel industry. The occupancy rate has increased. The average revenue per room has also increased for the hotels. So the margins might expand from here. And after this, post-COVID, there has been a lot of traveling from the business side, from the leisure, the tourism that's been growing. So I'm not just discussing about the revenge travel. So वो एक trend तो थोड़ा अभी phase out हो गया है कि revenge travel अभी नहीं कह सकते, but हाँ अभी जो traveling है that is increasing, and now that there is one new tailwind. अभी G20 का leadership India has taken for this year, and that's been a proud moment, and our entire team congratulates our nation for and the Prime Minister for that. And so this has a lot of implications. So you just think that G20 coming to India is not some political thing, but yes, a lot of help to the Indian economy as well. So there will be a lot of traveling from the overseas. The foreigners will come over here. The spending will increase in India. There will be some events, functions of the G20s, and so this hotel industry will benefit from that. So overall, if we look at the technical setup also, that's also very good. So this is a stage 2 cup with handle base, and a couple of times it found resistance between 211 to 212 zone. And once you see the breakout about that 212, the pivot level, then there can be a good momentum in this stock. Similar to what had happened over here. Here also it had formed a cup with handle, and 1733 जब cross किया उसके बाद एक decent momentum आया. The good part is that it is finding there is some element of strength in this chart pattern कि वो 50 DA में breach नहीं कर रहा है. जब ये base pattern बन रहा है तो देखो यहाँ पे 2-3 बार 50 DA पे support ले लिया, but it is not breaching that level. So that shows the strength. कोई भी एक growing stock, एक multi-bagger type का जो stocks होता है, they have these characteristics that they don't easily breach their 50 DA में, and they generally tend to get support near 50 DA में and bounce from there. So that's how the growth stock typically looks like, and this one is exhibiting some characteristics out of that. Even if you look at the ratings, that's interesting. The EPS is good. The master score of 79 is decent. The price strength has been holding. यहाँ पे all time high पे था. अभी 80 के around hold कर रहा है. And I think on breakout it might cross that 85 level. This is what I like. The accumulation distribution rating A+. अभी देखो जब भी ये स्टॉक नीचे जा रहा है ना, ये पिंक लाइन लो वॉल्यूम पे है, ठीक है, लो वॉल्यूम पे नीचे जा रहा है. और जब भी ये भागा था रिसेंटली, whenever it went higher, there was a good momentum in the volume as well. So it was not a low volume rally. It was a good on a high volume rally. So that's what reflects in the AD rating, and it's of A+, something very good. The number of funds have been increasing. So there were only just 20 funds in the December 21 closing, but now there are 31 funds. So in the 9 months, that has been a decent, if you count the percentage, it's a 50% increase in the 9 month. So that's a good number. So overall, as far as the fund holdings, the fundamental improvement is there. Growth story remains good for these stocks in the leisure segment. And yes, so the important thing is a quality breakout. The quality breakout, I mean breakout on a higher volume and a good closing. Okay, so that's it for today's session, guys. Thank you for joining. We'll see you tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. again. Sorry, 8:45 a.m. again in the morning commentary. So see you over there. Thank you.